Hi YouTube, welcome to the 11th week of my 4th year medical school. First, let me apologize. I could not figure out the lighting. It was super bad. So this is the best I could do, but I know it looks like I'm glowing right now. I'm in a different place right now, but let me recap my last week on family medicine in the small town that I was in. Like I said, it is one of my favorite places. I just love it. I know all the physicians and the nurses and the staff, and it was wonderful. It was a great last week. Delivered a few babies, which was really fun. The highlight of my week, I actually got to deliver a woman, and her first baby was my first delivery a few years ago, and then I got to deliver her second baby, and that was just an amazing experience. It was my first delivery and my 21st delivery, and man, I love that. That's another reason I want to work in a small town and really get to know my community members or just everybody in the community and deliver, multiple babies from the same person and just really get to know families really well. So that was really rewarding, probably my favorite part of the week. Also, a big thing that happened that week was John and I had our first interview for residency. It's kind of crazy early in the interview season, but John was doing a rotation up there and they offered us an interview. And so it was our first one. We didn't know what to expect. We're kind of nervous, but also, people just told us not to be nervous, just be yourself. And so we really tried to do that, and it was really fun. Like I stated earlier, we had gone to a dinner with some residents a few weeks ago, and then we had our interview on a day this week, and I think it went well. I was a little bit nervous. You have to wear your suit, and you're just kind of not in your typical, clothes, and you're kind of, they give you a fancy tour and they kind of introduce you as, these are the students interviewing here, and so it's a little bit, nerve-wracking, but it went really, really well. We met some great people, some of the program directors, and I don't know, I think really well. So we'll see, but I had to drive then back to where I was at, and I was just exhausted. Do you guys ever feel like you're mentally at its capacity? I just mentally, emotionally, my body I think took it, and I just felt sick. Not that anything had gone wrong or that I was stressed out. I don't know what it was, but I ended up with a headache and my body just ached, and I don't know. So I went home, or I went back to where I was Thursday and just slept. I think I went back, I got back and I just fell asleep at 8 o'clock and just slept until I had to get up the next morning. And I wanted to drive back because Friday was going to be my last day and my last official rotation at this place, and I just didn't want to miss saying goodbye to all the people I had met over the years pretty much and gotten to know. And so that was fun, but like I said, I hate goodbyes. So I took some pictures and everything like that. And then drove back we were headed up to where we grew up, our hometown, because John was in one of his buddy's weddings, sorry, that was the other wedding. We had another wedding to go to. One of John and I's good high school friends was getting married, and so we were driving back to our hometown, and I was an hour and 15 minutes already on the road, and I had forgotten all my hanging clothes at the place I was staying. And I was like, no, I didn't know what to do. I was already an hour and 15 minutes into my trip. I still had hours to go, and so I just kind of bit the bullet and drove back, got them, and then hit the road again. And like I was saying, I was already exhausted, I think accumulation of all the nights I was on call and working through the weekend and then the interview, and just, man, I was so tired. And so we kind of had a lazy weekend back at our home. Both of our parents were out of town, so we literally just caught up on sleep and went to the wedding, and then we had to head out on Sunday to head out to our next rotation. And that was, we headed back to, this is really complicated, but we had to drive back to where our home base kind of is in the state we go to medical school, and then we're gonna leave Monday to head out to the rotation we're now at. And so just lots of driving, and we drove separate cars because we had 2 vehicles we had to deal with, and so we both brought them back down. And anyways, it was kind of complicated, but it was so good to see the family that we were living with and catch up with them. It had been a few months, and the little kiddo that we live with is like growing so fast and, you know, learning new words, and it was just really, really fun to kind of be back at our second home. So that wraps it up. Yeah, just, I mean, I didn't want to bore you guys with all the same details. Like, share my other videos. It kind of went a week like that. Like I said, I love family medicine. I love the town we are in. They pretty much practice exactly like how I think I want to practice. And so, yeah, loved it. And I will catch up with you guys later.